hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing.
Hey everyone, welcome to day 2 of Vlogmas. If you're new here, my name is Hoth and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be a vlog, of course, but I also want to do a sit down and talk to you about 10 questions to ask a breeder if you're going to potentially buy a puppy from them. So we'll just start with the daily stuff. So I got these calendars for the dogs. I'm going to butcher where they're from. Bocce. I don't know. They're still unpackaged. Hey, calm down. I know you guys are so excited. But I got these for the dogs. And so I just wanted to, hey, Ruby. She's so excited. She sees this. But we have our own advent calendar. It's like the Lindor Truffles one. No, it's upside down. And it's like this massive one that I got from Costco. But I wanted to include the dogs on it. So I got them an advent calendar, and every day has a treat. And then I also got the lumps of coal with my order. And they have loved these. They have loved the lumps of coal. So I'm excited to see what is in the daily advent calendar because I know they're going to love it. So let's open that up. Okay. My family has always done advent calendars ever since we were little. So I have really loved doing them because, I mean, you don't know what's in them until you open it up, and just having something fun to open every single day is just, I don't know. I love doing it as a kid, so I'm doing it as an adult. And I'm doing it for my dogs. Okay, so this one's easy. It's in order, so it just goes 1 and then for all the weeks. But let's see. I made Kelton open the Lindor one last night because he always leaves for work early, and I was like, I want to, you know, see what's in it. I was like, I want to know what's in it, so open it before you go. So I made him open it. Tell me what it is.
It's an advent calendar with those on it.
Okay, open number 1.
I'm gonna tell what's in here.
What?
2 little balls.
Let's see. Day 1 is 2 little chocolate. I don't know what kind of chocolate balls those are. You're dropping your balls.
Yep, these ones.
Perfect. So that's day number 1 for our advent calendar.
Here's your ball.
Okay.
That's what it looks like.
Okay, try it. Put it in your mouth.
There's something in the middle.
What, like caramel?
I don't know.
Or is it just more chocolate?
It's like chocolate-y.
Okay. Okay.
It's disappeared.
Here's mine. Open it up. Here's my chocolate ball. It's just like the mini milk chocolate ones.
I like something in it.
Mm-hmm. That's day number 1. But, oh, as the treat falls out. It's just a little treat. Can you see it? Maybe. Oh, that's a B. For bocce. I feel like I'm saying that so wrong. If you know how to say that and I'm saying it completely wrong, please let me know because I feel like I sound stupid. But, yeah, it's just a little treat number 1. And let's see how the dogs like it. So we have Ruby and Mav. Hey, sit. Do you want to treat Mav? Ruby, this is for Mav. This is for Mav. No, not for you. Ah, no. Here, Mav. Here, Mav. He likes it. And Ruby's patiently waiting for hers. Okay, Ruby, are you ready for yours? Ruby. Are you ready for yours? Okay, here you go. Ruby just like munches. She's a monster, and so she just like completely obliterates everything she eats. So she doesn't take time to savor it, she just does that. So, they love their treats. Hey, you want another one? I'll give you one of these. Because you guys have been good. I mean, as good as you can be. Okay, sit. Here you go, Love. Here you go, Ruby. If you watched my video yesterday, you know that we have not fed Ruby. So, unfortunately, Ruby is not pregnant. Yeah, unfortunately, she's not pregnant, which is fine. But if you haven't watched that video, go watch that video. My wrapping paper is out because we did some presents last night. We wrapped some presents to go under the tree. Technically, I just wrapped Kelton's presents. So, since today's a pretty chill day, I wanted to do a video on 10 questions to ask a breeder if you're potentially going to buy a puppy from them. I've noticed that there is a lot of scammers going around right now. I mean, there's always a bunch of scammers, but I feel like I'm seeing it a lot more than normal. And so I just wanted to give you 10 questions to ask a breeder that will help you understand them and their program, the way their puppies are raised, and to establish credibility of the breeder to you. Scammers will try and establish credibility all the time, but there's only certain things that they can do, and they don't have proof of some of these questions. So, my first question to ask is, do they health test? So, do they do health testing on their parent dogs? Which includes genetic testing, which could be through Embark, Animal Genetics. There's a bunch of different programs that do that, and places they can get that done. Genetic testing is like the bare minimum, and I think Embark is like, what, $100 and something? So that's like the bare minimum health testing. They can at least do genetic testing to find out what their dog carries and the genetic portions of their dog. The next is like OFA testing. So PenHip is one of those two. So they've got PenHip that's specifically for hips. And then you've got OFA eyes. If their eyes have been evaluated, their hips. OFA has the separate hips too rather than PenHip. There's elbows, patellas, depending on the size. It's just another way to make sure that your dogs are healthy breeding quality dogs. So when you do these health testing, you can get a report back. And so you want to make sure that they have an actual report, because they can say, oh yeah, we do health testing, but it doesn't have an actual report. You can get reports from PenHip, OFA, and you can ask to see their Embark results or their genetic results. So then you know that they're completed. So they can say, hey, you know, yes, we do it, but then ask them to show you proof. That's the first question. The second question is, are puppies raised on a curriculum? My puppies are raised on a curriculum. I know tons of breeders that are raise their puppies on a curriculum. And to me, that is important because it helps the puppies grow. It helps them gain confidence. It helps just the puppies become all around better dogs because they're exposed to new things in a controlled environment. So ask them if they raise their puppy on a curriculum, and if so, which one. Some of the curriculums that we use are puppy culture. The main one that I pull from is the Badass Breeder curriculum and program, but we do have some puppy culture. There's Avid Dog. I'm trying to think if there's any other ones. But just ask if they raise them on a curriculum, because overall, you know, you're going to be getting a puppy that's exposed way more than not having a curriculum. And then number 3 is if they do ENS and ESI. That's kind of part of the curriculum. ENS is early neurological simulation. That is, it's a program that you are introducing the puppy to not natural or uncomfortable situations in a controlled environment. So for example, a puppy is not going to want to lay on its back because that's a submissive position for a dog. And so you lay the puppy on the back for 3 seconds. So you're in a controlled environment, you are controlling the situation, you are controlling the circumstances around the dog, and it's controlled. So it's not just free range, like you're not forcing them, you know, for 5 minutes to lay on their back. It's 3 seconds. And by doing that, it helps them, once again, become a better all-around dog. And that was actually, I think that was meant for like military dogs, and they slowly come up with that and made it so breeders like me can use it. And then ESI is another way that you are introducing your puppy to new things in a controlled environment. So for example, like alpaca fur, it's early scent introduction, ESI. So you're going to use their nose, but you're going to have smells that don't trigger their taste buds. So alpaca fur, there's like a star, the smell of a brand new tennis ball. So it's not milk or food or spices or anything that's going to trigger the taste buds. It's just new smells, and you're seeing how they react to those new smells and then helping them, you know. So those two kind of go hand in hand. The next thing that I would ask is, do they have a health guarantee? So my puppies are guaranteed for 2 years, and that is because I have had all the parents completely health tested. I can guarantee for 2 years that they, you know, their hips and everything will be good, because I have, you know, put in that time, put in that testing, and I can show. And during that time, genetic things will show up. After that, it's more environmental. And then, oh yeah, how long is their health guarantee? So some breeders have it for 1 year, some have it for 2, some have it for 3, 5. It just depends on the breeder. Mine is 2 years because that's kind of general time frame for things to show up and rule of thumb. So that's why I do 2 years. And then, do they have a return policy in their contract? So some breeders will have a return policy. So in my contracts, when my puppies go home that I make them sign, is that if the puppy is too much for them, or if they have regrets, or if they need to rehome the dog, at any point in the dog's lifetime, they have to contact me, and we will work that out so that this prevents, so my dogs end up in shelters, they don't end up in, you know, rescue situations. I always know if a puppy needs to be rehomed, and because of that, 0 puppies that I have, like, no puppy I have ever produced has landed in a shelter. And that is because of that in my contract. So that's another thing that I'd ask. Another thing is, what is your total price? So you want to make sure you know that, like, first and foremost. You want to know that their total price is. Sometimes it's listed on the website, sometimes it's not. Mine is listed on my website, so it's easy for people to find. But if they schedule a call or anything with you, just make sure that you know that set in stone and they give you a price. Oh, and the next is, do you take deposits? So some breeders don't take deposits, they just have a wait list. Some people, like I, take deposits to be on my wait list so that I know people are committed. And you also want to ask what the price of that deposit is and if it goes towards the final cost of your puppy. So some breeders will take a deposit and it's separate from the total cost of the puppy. So let's say your deposit is $300 and your puppy is $28. So you'd pay that $300 and then you'd pay the $28 on top of that. But some people do $300 and then the $25, the rest of that is due at time of pickup. And that's how I do it, but every breeder's different. So you just want to make sure that with that and the price, like, you have that set in stone and it's clear that you both understand. What else? Oh, how long is the wait list? Some breeders will, like, I've had people wait on my wait list for a year to get a puppy. I've had some people wait 6 months. So it just depends on where you would fall in that wait list time frame, but see if they can gauge a time that you are going to have that puppy so it matches up with your timeline when you want a puppy. Oh, have the parents been bred before? That's a really good question to ask, is that if this pairing has been paired before, so this mom and dad, have they been paired before? Do they have previous litters? So like, is this the first time the mom has been bred? Is this the first time that the dad has been studded out or used? And if they have previous puppies, how have they turned out? So you get a little background of the parents and temperament that they pass on to their offspring, and the puppies that they had before, if they have any issues, you can ask that. That's a really important question because, like I said, you just get a background of those parents, so then you get a better idea of what your puppy's going to be like and going to look like when those parents are paired together. A good breeder will know all of those answers to those questions, and they will be able to tell you temperament wise, they'll be able to tell you if there's had any issues passed up, but you just want them to be super transparent and you can ask them those questions. I have a little list of all of these questions. Let's see. Another big thing is you want to, with scammers, they don't have a lot of knowledge when it comes to, I feel like, dogs. They are just there to get your money. So they'll say whatever that you want them to say or they will say whatever you want to hear. So if you want to hear they have available puppies, they'll tell you that. But they might not be able to tell you what generation or about the parents, because they're not going to know that, because this puppy is someone else's puppy that they're stealing pictures from. So they can't tell you that. And so asking like about the parents and the generation is another good question, because based on the generation of the dog, you can also, like, do they have more golden retriever in them? Do they have more poodle? And if it's important to you to have a super high quality or high percentage of golden retriever in that puppy, then you're going to look at those generations and see if the breeder can predict the percentages of the golden retriever versus poodle in that litter. So that's another good question to ask. I think that's all of them. I hope these 10 questions helped, and I hope you learned something from them. Like I said, these are questions that I get asked all the time when it comes to people wanting to get puppies from me, and I am so impressed when someone asks me these questions as well, because it shows to me that they've done their research, that they know what questions to ask, what the answers they want, like they need to hear to know that I'm credible and all of that. So I hope this helped. I don't really have anything else going on for the day, so that's kind of why I did the 10 questions. But I hope that you guys enjoyed that, and hopefully tomorrow's vlog will be a little bit more doing something. But thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Hold up, I am